Hi, my name's Phil. I like talking about politics. So, yes, I'm afraid Trump is dominating my discussions in one way or another today, but I thought I'd finish off the day with some very positive news. Isn't it nice when faced with adversity, you can see the silver lining, the opportunity to help your mental health? Because there is one aspect of Donald Trump's Mafia Don Act, and it is an act, which could end up being really useful to us in Europe. It would appear that there is some powerful motivation for Trump to support Ukraine against Russia. But first, for daily political commentary, please hit the subscribe button to stay notified. So, in amongst the doom and gloom, some good news related to Trump's greed and extortions. Because in Europe, we essentially have two fears about Trump: his ability to cause a global economic downturn and withdrawing support for Ukraine. If neither of those turns out to be a big issue, then actually, do you know what? We're fine. America's screwed. We're sort of okay. There were signs today that maybe his trade war wouldn't be as far-reaching as feared, though it will take some time before we know for certain. But support for Ukraine. Now, this was always a bit finely balanced, of course. On the one hand, we know Trump had a lot of respect for Putin. We also know that his method of making peace is to tell the invaded side to just stop fighting. Do you know what? There'll be peace. For example, he's been talking to leaders in the Middle East over the last few weeks and saying, well, the war in Gaza would be over quite quickly if only all the Palestinians stopped being Palestinians and just moved to one of the neighbouring Arab countries. He's offered to help these neighbouring countries build houses for them. That's his attitude. Let the invaders win. However, his respect for Putin may have waned. It was based on the way Mad Vlad seized complete power and basically acts like an absolute monarch. But Putin has become weakened. His campaign in Ukraine, although still ongoing, is a disaster. He had to borrow troops from North Korea in order to keep fighting. That's how low he's sunk. And to make matters worse, I gather he's gotten most of them killed. So it looks like he'll have to go back to Kim Jong-un and ask for some more troops, perhaps promising to be more careful about throwing them into the meat grinder in future. It seems that recruiting a load of malnourished troops with no battlefield experience and who can't understand Russian orders wasn't the strategic masterpiece some thought it was. You could see how it would be possible to appeal to Trump's black and white sense of winners and losers, right? Zelensky has beaten the odds so far, so he's a winner. Putin has been humbled, so he's a loser. He was almost deposed by one of his own mercenaries, in fact. He's a proper loser. But it looks like Zelensky might have a more tangible carrot to appeal to Trump. An orange carrot for an orange president. I see news that Trump's very interested in the rare earth metals in Ukraine. He was talking about this deal. Oh, marvellous deal. He's doing this deal. It's a deal, by the way, that Zelensky put towards Biden some time ago, right? But it doesn't matter. I don't mind Trump taking credit. It's fine. And it's easy to see why he'd be so interested when he's surrounded by tech bros, yeah? This is a very powerful commodity to a US government full of people who need lots of microchips, but don't like having to rely on trade with China so much. So now Trump is saying that he wants access to those minerals in return for military and economic aid. Well, this is well in line with Zelensky's aims because he's the one who proposed it ages ago. I'm not surprised. It's beautiful. I mean, if Ukraine wins back its territory and secures its borders via NATO membership, they'd have been essentially selling them to the US companies anyway, wouldn't they? Sure, Trump will want a particularly good deal for America out of it, but why not? If Putin captures Ukraine, he will excavate those minerals and he will sell them to China. Trump gets nothing, his main trade enemy gets the lot. And then America, if it wants them, has to buy them off a Chinese company. Or Trump could make sure Ukraine wins. Now, I don't know where all the major deposits are, but there could be some more advantages here as well. See, if Trump wants American companies digging them up and selling them to American tech companies, then surely he won't even want a deal which allows Russia to control any Ukrainian territory where those deposits are held. Now, just how valuable are they to Trump? Will he not only continue to support Zelensky, but actually let him do what Biden wouldn't, like unleash him, prosecute the war without holding back, within international law, obviously? If so, then Trump's greed could well do some good. According to the Financial Times, there are tens of trillions of dollars of minerals under the ground in Ukraine. Does Trump really want Putin, the loser, to have them and then to sell them on to China? Or even a share of them? Now, that adds a very interesting dimension to things now. And although Ukraine will be suspicious of Trump's personal relationship with the Kremlin, This surely works in Ukraine's favour. But there we are. Those are my thoughts. Let me know yours in the comments below. If you've enjoyed the video, please click the like button and subscribe for further content. If you'd like to support the channel further, you can click the join button for memberships. Thanks for watching, and until next time, I'll see you later.